32.
Oh. And why is Garnet upset?
Because I'm gonna die alone out of the lore.
Don't you have like an arranged marriage?
No, that doesn't count.
What, you have an arranged marriage?
I'm in no such relationship that's been null and voided. The terms of the contract are canceled. I'm gonna be alone.
Mason and Athalor, swept up along in the fey magic of this party, said something particularly heinous about the professor who just dropped a pop quiz on them. Something incredibly insulting and a little bit louder than you intended.
Cancelled.
About Mason and Athalor, Tio doesn't read. What level spell is Twit longer?
Weakened by the extra-dimensional force of the Akashic Field, this final attack strikes the Kraken, and it slumps, reeling in its defeat, slowly dissolving from this reality, banished back to the phantom realms from which it once came.
I'm gonna give a huge thumbs up to the kaiju. Good job!
Oh, I'm glad you're cheering on your pet, Haruka.
No! No,
As it-
I don't give a shit about him.
As
Now
the
you're
Kraken
dead.
disapparates,
Damn.
the kaiju looks over at you and in a deep rumbling voice, as it too begins to fade from this reality in this current form.
I'm gonna wave at him.
Be good.
He tells us to be good.
Oh,
Thank you, kaiju.
thank you for fighting with us.
Big turtle man.
Then tell me everything you believe may have occurred.
You ever heard of the ass snake?
I don't know.
Oh, he said ass snake.
I don't know what they preach where you come from, mortal, but that's not actually a problem. We don't really care. That's, whatever keeps being alive joyful, you keep being alive joyful. That's not my concern.
So as we just burst through the door like, while you're meditating.
Honey, I'm home. Knock, 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 knock.
It's goofy time.
Blood banging the door. Mason about to wrap up. Just opens his eyes, side eyes the door. Sighs. Gets up, answers the door. Oh,
So what did
hello?
you mean by you told me to be help just immediately starts. You told me to be helpless, right? That didn't really work. But then you said you like Francisco because she's so independent and confident, knows what she wants. I'm like that. Why don't I have a Mason? Not you, but like a Mason.
A boyfriend is what she means.
Yeah. Someone like a guy who likes that.
Good morning. Do you want to you want to come inside?
Sure.
Okay.
Care for the capybara.
I walk over to him.
Okay.
And I'm tired of watching this. And I slice his throat. You die with honor. And I keep sawing for a little bit, just so I get the head out. And I hold the head up above.
Blood everywhere.
For you! For you!
Anything
And you
else
said
going
it's
on?
shallow, right? So it's just disintegrating. It's
It's not that it's sinking in, it's just that it's melting away.
Oh god, that's brutal.
Technically, you don't sink in the lava. It's very viscous material, and you can
Shut
swallow
the
up
fuck
and
up.
burn.
Oh no.
Yes. By the Sunrider's grace, yes. We're all okay.
Well, I can take a look at the oven for you and sends a message to Athalor, like, and kind of elbows him a little bit, like, to basically, like, vouch. Just right, Athalor. I'm really,
Yeah, she's
good with ovens.
fantastic with ovens. Like I've seen so many ovens fixed by Garnet. Honestly, like I didn't even know there were that many ovens in my school, but she just materializes them, fixes them, and sends them away. It's like she has a remote oven repair shop.
You didn't have to do that much detail.
Wow.
Athalor.
Really? That's so interesting. Tell me more about ovens.
What is this, a dialogue trick?
Tell me more about ovens. Tell me more about oven repair. I don't want to talk about ovens anymore.
Tell me about curries.
My apologies, sir. What's your name? I go by
We
Harga, by
are the
way.
Bufomorphs. I am Bufo, and these are the morphs.
Hello, Bufo, and hello, Morphs.
We are here to commune with our sacred idol. It gives us great insight into the spiritual oneness of all things.
I won't say it.
What's your secret idol?
It's sacred.
I won't fucking say it.
It's right. What is the toaster going
I'm
on
gonna
about
say
now?
it.
I'm gonna cover Zen's mouth. Don't listen to her.
I'm gonna fucking say it.
I'm covering Zen's mouth. I'm covering.
Boofa D's nuts.
Roll for initiative.
It's more about what we're going to accomplish. I think this is, it's beyond just me. I'll be okay.
It is beyond us.
Taps Mason's shoulder and, well, our last friend died, but I'll make sure you don't.
Our last two friends.
Oh, sorry, 2. Yeah, thank you.
Oh.
I'm
But you're
going
different.
to.
You're built different.
I'm gonna take that as it was supposed to be comforting. So thank you, Garnet.
Memory and the form, physical or otherwise, of the Internal Revenue Service.
I'm gonna kill the IRS. I'm gonna justice the IRS.
My kind have a very particular set of laws on violence. We call it our terms of service. Despite what my terms of service
about eating a mushroom.
It's getting really hard to hear you.
I'm gonna take the last bit of the alcohol that Violetta handed me, and I'm just gonna splash John in the face.
All right.
Oh, that get in your eyes? Oh.
John falls to his feet and starts crying.
Oh no.
Well, that. I think I preferred the dancing. 17.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. This probably isn't going to be a big deal. Where'd my unarmed strikes go? Oh well.
This is where I get power word killed.
Oh no!
Spell.
He's not a wizard anymore. He's a single-celled amoeba that's just gonna try to grab you. Oh my god! Natural 20. Yeah, you get shoved into his pocket. You get shoved into John's bag of holding. God.
Not again! Twice in one day.
The Arbiter makes his way out of this portal, launches into the sky with his wings. Acolytes! You have come for dungeons and dice and death matches. And I have returned to satiate your bloodlust. As you look at each other in the sands of the arena, you've been here before. You were here that day. You know what happens in this arena. You know what is next. You know what you must do.
Welcome, one and all, to Book of Dawn, Ioth Academy, the show where everything's made up and the rules don't matter. That's right, the rules are like me trying to do anything to Untermaler when Mama Shimada is in chat. This is our 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons campaign set in the Four Kingdoms of Anakra at Ioth Academy, the greatest institute of magical learning in all the land. I'm Tormented by Gnomes. I'm your game master. This is episode 161 because we have all lost our minds. I am joined by Crowan, Leg Day, and Lemon Kiwi. Crowan, what's up?
Doing pretty good. Working on my poetry book recently. It's in the home stretch, about to be ready to publish that shit. So, yeah, pretty pog.
You will be expected to plug that when it comes out. We'll get a graphic
I'll
set up
try
and
not
everything.
to forget.
Yeah. No, I won't let you forget. It's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Legs, did you win your last game?
I did.
Excellent,
It was all worth it in the end, right? I got my internet EP points for a 5-4 game. My goodness, solo tanking Thor makes me want to die. And I wasn't a 6-stack, so it's not like there was no one who would be bothered to switch. That's my friends, you know? They're so giving.
You can't rely on them.
Your faith in your friends is yours.
Lemon, what's going on? How are you?
I'm chilling. That's it. That's all I got. I'm too tired to exist.
Yeah, relatable content. When last we left our heroes, you had been asked by Inral Untermaler, Master of the Tower of War, to help formulate a plan. Mia Hethil Na Onderud, Master of the Tower of Abjuration, and a second cousin to Athalor on Onderud, has been working in conjunction as a spy for Athalor's father and his uncle, who have both gone into hiding because of their forbidden experiments and associations with forbidden powers from beyond the sphere itself. After formulating several such possibilities, our young heroes came to one conclusion: their solution to most of their problems: drugs. They used the Mordain flower, the tea of the Mordain flower, and convinced Mia Hethil that they had to venture once again into the realm of dream in order to access the psychic well that Athalor's father and uncle have created by imprisoning countless hillfolk underwater and in an eternal sleep, so that their dreaming minds could be harvested and gathered into a well of incredible psychic power. Persuading Mia Hethil that he was needed for this mission because of his knowledge of abjuration, the team one by one inhaled the vapor of the Mordain leaves, transcending their minds into the realm of dreams, normally inaccessible for the vast majority of elves, such as Mia Hethil. The moment our 3 heroes went first, their individual minds beginning to form a dreamscape around them, filled with standard teenage stuff, shirtless hunks, the works. But the moment that Mia Hethil partook of the mist, in the waking world, the Dokelfar sage, the greatest dream mage in all the 4 kingdoms, used her power to ensnare Mia Hethil's mind. For even though his elvish heritage makes him resistant to enchantment magic, her power over the realms of dream give her a special edge. So just as Mia Hethil entered this world when he could no longer see into the waking world and no longer counterspell or use his significant abjuration powers against her, she cast her spell. That is exactly where we left off. Before we proceed, does anybody have any questions? Does anyone have any concerns? Anything you want to raise?
Yeah, I guess to Athalor as well. I know we were trying to go in here and confront him, but what's exactly the end goal that we landed on?
Him siding with us.
Right, and if he doesn't,
rather than
we frag him. I mean, sorry. You first.
I was gonna say Garnet time, so
well, that's
In dream.
Same thing.
Causing
Remember,
mental anguish.
If he dies in dream, he does not die in real life. With very few
He will
exceptions.
get a headache. Right?
Yes, he will get a headache.
Yes.
That's a dub.
Are there any other questions that the party has? Anything else that you wish to raise before we proceed?
Do we have LOS on Mia Hathil as he? Yeah, because he entered the dreamscape and like looked away, right?
Yes.
All right. Silvery barbs at the ready, folks.
Does that affect him? Wait, how does that? Can we interact with dream and physical?
Here's how this works. If the sage, this is my favorite part, rules. If the sage casts a spell on his body, it targets his mind, even though his mind cannot see it. So she casts it on his body. He, in dream, his mind becomes the target, meaning he cannot see her to counterspell, but you can see him. So if Silvery Barbs targets a creature when they make their saving throw that you can see, then it works.
W. Any
other questions, or are we good?
How many
roll 20?
How many silvery barbs can affect someone at once?
Every time I succeed on a saving throw.
Congratulations. That's my new least favorite question. Okay.
I'm sure we'll cross that bridge.
Distract the triggering creature and turn its momentary uncertainty into encouragement for another creature. It is activated when a creature within 60 feet of you, it targets a creature within 60 feet of yourself that succeeds on an attack roll, an ability or check or saving throw. So yes, as Leg Day said, if he rolls and gets silvery barbed, he makes a new roll and he succeeds, then somebody else who hasn't used their reaction can drop silvery barbs until you are out of annoying student spellcasters.
Honestly, banger spell design here, Wizards of the Coast. 10 out of 10, no notes.
Level 1 too.
Level 1 and a reaction.
Carry on.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I need to remember which spell the sage was casting on him. Probably Dominate
Could
Person.
we scroll up? Oh.
Yeah, I never actually clicked it, but I believe it was Dominate Person. Okay. She hits him with the whammy. The spell save DC, this is a wisdom saving throw, and the spell save DC is 19. As he is an elf with elvish heritage, he has advantage on the save. Because of her slumbering arcana power, he has disadvantage on the save. This evens out to this one roll.
Dun, dun, dun. Yay!
Easy.
12.
Okay. Upon entering dream, cerulean and teal shackles manifest from nowhere around him, from the shimmering stuff of imagination, binding his mind, manifesting itself here as these shimmering shackles of light. You see him immediately locked down. It takes him only a moment to realize what's going on. What do the three of you do?
Look
Act shocked. Yeah. Oh no. Anyway.
Do you want to roll a deception check to act shocked?
Hell yeah.
Oh, my best
Nat
horror
20.
woman just just like the most horror girl scream ever. Why is that my nat 20? Fuck.
Yeah, he has the read on his cousin.
Yeah, he knows me too well.
He may not think that the two of you are in on it, but he looks at Athalor, just sort of like processing. Kind of tilts his head back and goes, ah.
Athalor fishes the broken shield guardian locket out.
Mm-hmm.
Found this after Garnet's incident.
He just nods. He's listening. He doesn't say anything in response.
I know you have loyalty to my father, obviously. I need to ask if that beats your loyalty to this school. To the greater good we're trying to fight for, that's not enslaving thousands to use as some kind of psychic slurpee for my uncle.
Roll a persuasion check, please, Athalor.
Okay, already got the shit roll out of the way. I'm gonna put some sauce on that one. I'm gonna use one of my lucky die. Come on, persuasion.
18.
I got guidance myself to see if I am feeling very persuasive today. 19.
19. The dreamscape around you has shifted to crack open a cold one with the boys.
Welcome to the Bud Light verse. Today we're going to be very much my uncle.
The city of Onderud, the skyless city, where one side of the city is up and the other side of the city is down, and they both face each other with the great homes and metal towers and galleries of the Kothramori balanced between the two. A pocket dimension of beauty and skill and industry and the collected wisdom of the Alfar people. But where the city should be, there's just shimmering light, the lights of heaven on both sides. The platform is opalescent, interplayed with thousands of colors just beneath the pearly surface. Mihithal weighs his words carefully. He has been a spy for who knows how long. He has had to guard his tongue. He has had to speak around powerful divination magic, the wisest of the wise, ensuring that each word did not betray his true cause. So he pauses, thinking to himself, my first responsibility is to Onderud.
And those who fled it? Are they Onderud now? Does the fate of a city lie with two people of whom the citizenry know not where they are? Who exploit the allies of Onderud, enslave them for their own gain?
Not the refuge, Athalor. The family.
But what happened to my uncle? Did it not shake your faith? Were you not there on that night and realized that perhaps that's not something you can aid?
Your father remained.
To what? Temper the worst instincts of my uncle?
To serve the future and the legacy of our family.
legacy might change considerably over the next couple of years.
It already has.
It can get so much worse still.
Nods slowly.
They've known for quite a while where your loyalties lay.
Ah.
Since the incident, since I found this.
You are, and he addresses all of you, not just his cousin. Perhaps amongst the brightest minds ever honed here. There's no room for surprise.
I was hoping that maybe I'd be able to shut down my uncle's operation before it ever came to anything.
Less wise, perhaps. Given the information that you had, that can't have been the strategic course of action.
No, it was the greedy course of action.
I understand.
So I was selfish to have someone left. And I still am.
Yes,
That's why Garnet hasn't thrown you into some fucking void sphere.
Ooh, can I?
I don't know. Should she?
At this point, I rather doubt, with the sage on the other side, that I could stop her. Athalor. The legacy of this family has changed. Many times over the last few years, since Lamriel's transformation, since your birth, since Lamriel's revelation, since your rebirth. But there has been one unforeseen change.
And what's that?
Your father's silence.
Has he not been talking to you?
He hasn't been talking to you. Your mother. His wife. Who built so much of our fortune, of our status together. And he has nothing to say.
Maybe he's above such petty concerns now. He's got genocides to think about.
I do not know the full extent of his designs, nor those of Lamriel's. But I do know that if he cannot grieve for someone who is a part of this family, by deed and now by blood, then he has cut himself off from it. We are all we have left.
I have designs on the legacy of this family. They're likely going to go through my father and my uncle to get there. Can I trust you?
I can't make that decision for you. But I can assure you that whatever else has changed, whatever Lamriel has become and wherever Hadorai has followed, my loyalties remain the same. They lie with this family. And now that is you. It was always you, but now it's only you.
I know it's my fault they had to run. But it's not my fault what they chose to do. And it's not my fault that my father chose to not protect my mother when she was at her most vulnerable and ran away like a coward. Stayed silent like an even larger coward. I always thought of him as some great man, a modern hero, a politician who wasn't so conniving and corrupt. Things went wrong, he did the same things they do. Lied and wriggled. Disappeared until things blew over or until he could come back with some maligned power play. I want to trust you because I'm selfish. Because I need someone who's here. I can't write letters anymore. I'm gone. What am I going to do? Address my letters to Dad to the fucking oubliette under Henry? I don't think they take deliveries. I want to trust you, but I'll need some stipulations involving the sage.
He's listening, though he says nothing yet.
She'll interrogate you on a weekly basis to see about any contact you've had with the remainder of Alderud. My father or other contacts.
That is not the remainder of Alderud. If she asks that specific question, then even if I had contact with them, I would be able to say no and mean it. The remainder of Alderud is here.
I'll leave it to the sage to figure out which line of questioning is most appropriate. I'm good at bullshit plans and making it up on the fly. Not so much trained interrogation. I trust her, and I want to trust you. And you'll help me make sure that the men bearing my name do not destroy a civilization or a world.
What would you like to know?
Whatever you know about what they're planning. Why did they send you to Brontha?
I insisted.
Why?
Because I was the only one I trusted to ensure your survival and the survival of your friends. Your father, he does not have it in him to seek to end your life. But I cannot say whether he would consider your friends disposable.
This cowardice will fuck him 2 ways then.
I was confident in my ability to handle all of you and in my temperance.
And what, they wanted us to go to Nenri?
Yes.
To what end?
I believe your father wished to speak to you, to attempt to get you to see things his way, and to remove Garnet and Mason from the consideration, whether by violence or simple isolation.
What the hell?
Garnet, if you were your enemy, what would you do?
How would I be my own enemy?
If you had to take yourself out, if you knew that Garnet was attempting to undo your plans and had designs on your life, I believe you'd find that to be an important priority.
Right.
Garnet was always going to be a priority target. How did they respond to the dream incursion when Garnet managed to dominate Lamriel?
Lamriel took it poorly. For a time, he focused all of his attention and efforts into protecting himself from any further such incursions. I do not understand him or the creature he has become, but if I didn't know any better, I'd say he was insulted.
You know why he was seeking the sphere of annihilation when we were underground? And he was polymorphed?
No. But such a device would enable one to transcend the barrier and limitations imposed by the firmament. I don't doubt he would want that for his research.
Why do they choose to make a loser in his avatar or whatever compared to, say, you've got better access to all of these things?
Lozern is more likely to be malleable.
My hands.
Lozern was more malleable. By avatar, I assume you speak of Lamriel?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there a ritual they had to do for that?
I suspect so. I was never privy to the innermost arcane workings of their plans.
Did you ever go to Nenri?
Yes.
For this?
Yes.
When?
I slipped away. I don't often have visitors during the hours when I trance. I found time for research or brief sabbatical. I was able to slip it into my schedule.
What happened on your visit to Nenri? Was it just a face-to-face with my father? Giving tasks, resources, smuggling?
And King Estelar and your uncle.
So the king is fully involved, of course.
Yes, he has been since the beginning.
Prior even to my uncle's expunging from me?
Yes. Prior to your birth.
Is this some kind of Alpha refuge conglomerate here, or just my father and the king?
He sort of shakes the mental shackles for a moment. The scene around him remains exactly the same. After Deontawir and Doakai were lost or sealed, Ioth never gave up on his efforts to restore them. He always held on to the hope that he could somehow bring them back in one form or another. And when he wasn't inscribing his visions into the Book of Dawn, he delved into mirror magic and the power of dream, seeking a way to revive them. Elozrin's destiny was never to be the Archmage of this academy. His destiny was to be the reincarnation of Ioth's companion.
He was supposed to be some kind of empty vessel?
Not empty. He had a mind, a soul of his own, but the understanding was that someday the fragment imprisoned beneath Nenri for safekeeping would be made one with him. When he was ready to assume that mantle, that is why he was Ioth's heir.
The fragment the sage destroyed?
Yes. With Ioth gone, the way to unlock that piece of the mind, that last remnant, was lost. Your uncle, your father, and the king devised a new way with Lamriel's knowledge to draw upon the combined power of countless mortals and their thoughts. If they no longer had the key, they sought to force open the door. And with Elozrin lost to them, purged, as you were, the hope for him inheriting that power was gone. And I feared Lamriel had other intentions for the mind of the Archmage's companion. When you invaded that place through the paths of dream, and when the sage destroyed that last fragment of his companion, they removed forever beyond the grasp of what Lamriel has become that power and, more importantly, that knowledge. They have had to change their plan time and time and time again.
And you know where it sits now? Their goal.
I don't.
I take it they haven't prioritized freeing all those hillfolk.
That power remains and they intend to wield it. If everything had gone as they agreed, after Ioth met with Estelar and decreed his son's destiny to become the rebirth of a child of Luminius, your father traveled to Nenri. He knew of King Estelar's bargain. He knew that the House of Nenri would one day wield the power of Ioth Academy. And he foresaw his son and the king's son each wielding authority and abilities beyond the ken of any other Alfar. If Alozan was to become Archmage, you were to become a paragon. Someone whose mental and magical abilities could unite and rule authority over every Alfar refuge. Someone who would lead all of them to great things, united with Lamriel's unknowable power. That was the legacy they sought. Those two families uniting and rising above all the children of Dawn.
Came to let my father down. He lost Ioth anyway.
We have lost much. I know only that Lamriel is furious. They have already lost so much, so many times. In Alozan's youth, he visited King Estelar and tainted him with his own blood. With your body gone and his body gone and the fragment of his companion gone, everything has fallen apart. I can only think of one reason why he would still seek to accumulate the power of all those hillfolk trapped within Dream and to add to their numbers day by day. To seize the authority of this school and the mastery of its dawn magic by force.
Turn my father into the paragon, they would become the new pair at the head of Alpha society?
I don't know. I know only that Lamriel was instructing Alozran as he confided in you in ways and rights that might override the Academy's ability to select a new Archmage and appoint someone of their own choice. And that such rights would require incredible amounts of power. Power that they are even now accumulating beneath their city.
And we're down an Archmage. see why we must oppose them.
I choose to. Regardless.
Good. Gelgeist can hear us?
As you say that, she appears on the platform.
Oh, good. Perhaps I can skip the recap.
I have watched and I have heard. Miahethel looks at her, turning the chains, shimmering and chiming like wind chimes or small silver bells instead of clanking with the sound of iron shackles as he turns towards her. He is nigh inscrutable, his facial expression barely changing. And Mason got a 13 on his insight, and that's not good enough to get any read on him.
There.
I'm content without your trust. I seek only the ability to continue to work towards where my loyalties have always lied, with my family. The rest is inconsequential. The sage turns towards the three of you, and without speaking, speaks. And you know that Miahethel is not party or privy to this communication. I will keep him here and delve deeper for lies and secrets. If my search should be in vain, we will both return. If not, perhaps only I will return. You have all done well. Go as you please.
Push to return. Ready to go?
Right. A gentle wave of like warm water, being in a pleasant bath or a shower, sort of flows past you, a transparent layer of change. And when it passes, Onderud is gone, the sage is gone, Miahethel is gone. However, the three of you are still tripping balls, as the kids say. So even though if you were in a normal dream, you could just wake up, you could wake up right now, but you will still be half dreaming, half awake for a while until this wears off. So it's your choice if you want to tough that out in the waking world or just continue riding the dream train.
Oh, does anyone have juicy thoughts from their character right now? They're gonna take over the dreamscape.
We should do something in dream, I think, regardless. When this wears off.
The sage is also capable of multitasking. If you wanted to do that thing now, Garnet, you don't have to.
No. Pick a slightly less busier time, but
All right. Then how do the three of you want to spend the remainder of your wait out the Mordain coursing through your blood?
once Athlor's done with his munchies, was gonna make sure that if he's okay.
Athlor's fairly somber. Sorry, I had to drag you into the family melodrama. I don't know if I would have been brave enough to do it alone.
I think you would have and could have been, but glad we were here for you regardless. Quite the drama, your family.
Yeah. I reckon it runs in the family. It's just, snap when you get to a certain age and become an arch-evil.
Better watch out for that for yourself then. Kidding.
I wonder if that's what was Sage, or, well, Red not meant when I was first construed as woe for the world.
Oh yeah, that is the thing. Have you thought much about that since?
Yeah, constantly, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing like just the great divination powers going, whoa, you're a fucking danger.
Well, relatable to my recent circumstances as well. So
True.
I
bet if we'd asked back then, it would have been whoa rather than whoa.
Yeah.
We're all kind of menaces, huh?
In our own ways, I suppose. Very dangerous, a lot of us.
Just a group of WMDs. Saying hi. What could go wrong?
It takes the edge off a little bit sometimes.
So, task list. Stop my dad. That might cause an international incident. We're in real tight with Nenre. King's involved. We have his son. I'm not sure how much of a priority that one's going to take until Muller might take a bit of time to figure out how to do it with subterfuge or some panache. Or a subtlety. What other targets do we have? Dragon Tribe things. Any major internal liabilities? We've got to see about Khan Scare as well. We're looking City in the Jungle for that.
City in the Jungle, yes. Also those little riddles we met with. Well, I suppose one of them is kind of solved. Well, not solved, but with my dad coming here at all.
Oh, yeah. Get to meet your dad.
Maybe.
We can meet him, right? You don't have to be there.
Yeah, you can. Feel free. Not my problem. Well, I mean, it is my problem, kind of, but you know what I mean.
Francisco, want to meet him?
Not sure.
No, I reckon Francisco's too nice. She'll respect your wishes.
Fair. Suppose that does kind
so
of cross.
different from year one.
It does cross some kind of line, meeting your kid's girlfriend when you weren't supposed to be part of his life at all.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that maybe would be a vibe too weird for him.
Yeah, a little bit. Friends, though, I mean, yeah, that's fine.
What about you, Garnet? What's your priority right now?
All this distraction made me lose Hunky Cyrus.
You can get him back if you want. Just think really hard.
I'll help.
Well, with an 18, Hunky Cyrus is back, glistening in the light of the celestial skies.
There he is.
Like Mufasa in a cloud style.
Garnet, I just want you to know that your career and ambitions are important to me, and I'll always be here for you, no matter what.
Yay!
I can see it. I can see it.
Does he usually brew potions with a shirt off? Is that like normal Cyrus behavior?
I don't know. Now I kind of want to go watch him brew a potion. Let's see.
I mean,
you don't
like,
have
yeah,
to worry about
just
me
the
or my
apron.
emotional needs. I've got your back forever.
Oh, he's perfect.
Damn, the second main event cloning.
We did almost break up though, so this is great.
Wait, excuse me, what? You almost broke up?
Well, I may have dumped a lot on his plate, and
Did you do that thing where here are all my problems and therefore I'm breaking up with you?
like, here's this very nice picnic date and all this stuff. By the way, I hate Brontha. I don't want kids. I don't want to get married, and I don't want to return to Brontha.
And that all just kind of came out like that at him.
It's okay. Wait, what? You're worth it.
Why don't
See,
you
he's
shut up,
so.
Cyrus?
This is Dream Cyrus. He can be manipulated too easily. You can't trust a word he
Yes.
says.
Why don't you want to return to Brontha?
Yeah, what is that?
I mean, they all hate me over there. They don't like
Do
this void
they?
stuff, and well, they don't believe in my research. And with Elle now gone, I need to be the one who takes over all of that, and that means I can't waste a minute being in stupid meetings and running around being whatever the hell they want me to be.
They might not be a fan of what it is you do with, Void and Shadow and all, but that doesn't mean they don't like you.
I don't think it's necessarily disqualifying you from, doing a little bit of Brontha to not have to go to all the meetings. Didn't you elect to put yourself into those?
Sultry.
What? Wearing just the apron and some shorts.
I don't know, just every time I go there, I feel bad. I feel like a walking disappointment, and I kind of just realized I don't really need to take that shit. I could be with him and just voice that shirtless Cyrus stirring. And well, he doesn't need all he said was that we didn't need to figure that out right now, and that's so simple. He didn't have 5 years in a black void to think about all of this, but I did, and he just thinks so much less than I do. And maybe that's just what I need.
I mean, I feel like anyone in that situation would need a little bit to think about it, right? I mean, you just said you've been on for 5 years. Give him a couple of days, a week, maybe.
I know his vibe was totally off after all that.
I mean, can't blame him, I suppose.
You may have hit him with the equivalent of a 5-finger death punch of information.
I just thought it would be important to be honest so that, if this isn't what he wanted, then we could call it quits and find other people or just do other shit. I don't know. I don't want to waste his time.
Well, if that wasn't enough to just put him off immediately, I think he rather likes you and wants to make it work. Regardless of how it ends up, it's a good sign.
What about your mum?
Matter.
For a bit, or does it matter?
She literally hasn't said anything since I quit the council. She is so busy doing war shit like she always has. So, and there actually is a war this time to worry about, not one that she caused. So, she's busy, I'm busy, and I'm fine being apart.
I think a little bit of reassurance might go a long way for you in terms of Bronthans as a whole. Maybe your mom, maybe some other people you look up to, or look up to you, honestly. Kind of remind you that you're still important to them. I think you could find that if you, I don't know, sought it out just a little bit.
Is your mum the one who you told that you were quitting the council or whatever?
Yeah, and she knows that Elle now passed, and she was very, bummed about that or whatever. Maybe, I don't know. She never liked her, and she wanted me to go to her, and I was like, no, I'm busy. You should come to the academy. Why am I always going to you? And then she never came and never sent anything back. So, she's too busy for me and my problems.
So just kind of squeezes her shoulder. You know what? You're right.
Right?
Yeah.
I only need you guys and myself.
She should come to you once. She's got lieutenants. She needs to come here and I don't know, meet your fucking teachers. She can be a mum as well. Maybe she got lost in being a vengeful god trying to beat every civilization down to find you. But now that she's got you, it's time to be a mum.
She's never had time to do that. She just like she killed all those people just for fun at this point because now she has me back and hasn't freaking visited me ever.
I think maybe stretching that a little bit far.
Just a tad.
Okay, and she had me back, and when has she visited? When has she come to like any parent-teacher meeting? Hasn't asked about my grades? Hasn't cared that our Archmage has passed?
I mean, I do agree with.
Did you say she was bummed about that?
You did say that.
Yeah, she was like, "I'm sorry that happened," or something along those lines.
What would you have wanted her to say?
I don't know. If y'all had some family members pass away, I would be teleporting, flying to you. I don't know, going to give you a physical hug, not saying I'm sorry in an email.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. Yeah.
So basically, we've got to tell Marasan to get her shit together as a mum.
Yeah.
Shadow and Aris treated me right.
What? Wait, what? Guys, is this shit gonna wear off soon?
Yeah, give it a little bit longer.
The Mordane, I guess. I don't know how long it usually lasts. Like timey-wimey.
Just
swirly whirly.
Yeah, the time is weird and fake, kind of, but just pay attention to shirtless Cyrus. Go watch him brew potions, and it'll be off before you know it.
Mason, how much longer?
Time is weird. It'll be just relax.
He wouldn't be sorry. He would get vengeance for me. He would just ask, where's the person who did this, and he would kill them.
Okay, I'm waking up. I'm waking up. I'm just gonna start slapping herself. And
Okay, roll a wisdom or charisma check. Okay, a 22. Yep.
Does she just disappear from a dream?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a slap.
Just slaps. You just like de-res yourself with a single slap.
She's done the opposite of this. All right.
That doesn't seem healthy.
No, it's not recommended. She's there with the sage. She'll be fine. I don't know about you, Ethel, but I'm riding this one out. I need some time to think and be high.
I could use some time to, go through the motions.
Yeah.
It's been a big couple of minutes.
That's true.
Stupid sexy Cyrus continues to brew over in the corner.
I think I'm where I need to be right now.
You could be anywhere. Just think of it. I'll help you, even.
I'm good here.
Yeah? Alright.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
In the real world.
Yeah. So, Mason, if you're sticking around, and Athor, if you're sticking around due to time dilation, Lemon, you're going to be the first one awake. If there's anything you'd like to do before they wake up, you may do so.
I still high.
Yeah, but you're awake.
The ground has never felt nicer.
You know how your mind can influence your surroundings in dream?
Mm-hmm.
Your mind is transposed between conscious and unconscious, meaning that you see your actual physical surroundings, but your mind is also changing them. It's not real because you aren't in dream anymore, but like your perception of it is, if you think about something, your perception starts to change to include those things. It's like lucid, if you're lucky, lucid hallucinations. You are in the room with everybody else. The sage is still there. She is sitting on the ground, trancing, and she has Mia Hethel there as well.
I guess she'll just sit there and wait for everybody to wake up and just watch the door because she doesn't want a bunch of sleeping people to go unguarded.
Imagine we wake up not too long.
2 minutes later. Thank you, time dilation.
They are not long afterwards. The sage is she still has her eyes shut, and underneath her eyes, the flickering cerulean dream light, you can kind of see it like glowing beneath her eyelids. As she continues to basically dig through every single shred of Mia Hethel's memories.
Oh man. Okay. Well, that was quite a lot for.
What you guys dream about?
I just stayed there. Thanks.
Yeah, I kind of just tuned it all out and thought a little bit.
The dream sires talk about me?
Oh, he didn't talk at all.
He was staring like where you were at, where you disappeared, but that's about it. A lot of glances over there.
Yeah, it's weird to like be standing as three people and the third person's like looking between the other two.
Yeah, it felt a little awkward. I tried to like fill the space so he'd look at me, but then I just felt off, and so I moved again, and he just stared between us, and it was better that way, I think, but still weird.
Yeah. Dream
Yeah.
AI is just not advanced enough.
I just don't know Cyrus well enough to like get the reprogram on the go.
Yeah, I didn't really try to change him at all that much. Would have been stranger that way, I think.
Should I like write a letter to your mum or something to tell her to fucking try? Or
Yeah, hell yeah. It's just random teenager letter. We could like ask a teacher to write a concerning letter about my grades to her, and maybe she'll give a shit. But if I have to ask her to give a shit and then she gives a shit, then it's then I don't care. It doesn't.
It doesn't.
I want to
feel
ask
good.
someone to care, right?
That's true.
You're right.
Let her, if she will, do it on her own.
Ooh, and I have an Inaro's sending stone, don't I?
Oh,
shifts through her pockets and.
Well, you're just gonna drop him a saucy note right now.
Saucy.
Fucking what you wearing?
No. I'm sure he does his work like in full armor and everything. I don't know what potion brewers do though. We'll investigate. But
Investigate.
Yeah, for science.
Yeah,
Well, they say never to cook bacon naked.
They're right.
Yeah. We'll send a sending message to Inaros with not going to count the words, but just, hey, how's everything going? Hope I didn't put too much work on you. Update soon.
You up?
He responds something to, I'm paraphrasing here, the council is diminished by your absence, and me more so.
Wow.
What do you need of me?
Damn, Inaros is like so nice.
Yeah, what do you say?
I'll leave him on red.
I'm not interested in nice guys. Close conversation.
I can't text backward right. I'm just gonna look like too needy. He said the council misses me and he misses me more, and what do I need? So
What do you need?
Good question.
well, we're busy right now, but we'll see when the sage wakes up what we can do. But am I gonna have to kill this guy?
I don't think so, unless for
I
Sage has
stay
found
here?
something overly concerning. I'm sure we'll get you if they need an executioner.
Yeah, didn't the sage said that she'd just come back without him? She'd like deal with it on her own or something if it was bad.
True. I should probably let Master Tomorrow know that he probably still has a Master of Abjuration.
Probably. Yeah.
Did we hang charms around the room for like anti-dream cuckoo shit?
She has the lantern. The lantern
So,
is
like-
Giga Charm.
Oh, so like Inferno Bro can't come
Yes.
around her Herald and whatnot.
The lantern is
Okay.
like the most powerful protection in that regard. And she's got it deployed. When it's in deployed mode, it's much more potent.
No visitors.
Okay. I guess we can leave her.
I'm sure she'll be fine. She's in her element.
True. Literally.
Are you gonna keep trying to convince this guy if he's gonna try to take down the school?
Imagine if it gets that far, and Tomorrow will probably cut me out of any conversations. I'll probably send you to kill him.
I don't want to do it again. I can't take out another person of your family. I think I've done enough damage. Unless you asked me to really nicely.
Oh.
And I got your approval.
So you could.
I did
Yeah.
the first time, so.
I'll give you some preemptive approval if he does try to take down the school, yes.
Okay, we'll have to define that. But yeah. What do you
Getting
guys
in the
want to
way,
do now?
getting in the way of you becoming Archmage is not taking down the school, for the record.
Okay, now that I know that Elizard's not going to be the Archmage, I feel a lot better. I think anyone's going to be better than Elle now anyway.
I'd agree.
Yeah.
For now. I'll trust him with a shot, you know?
It'd absolutely be that good someday.
What do you guys want to do now?
Oh, I'll go and get Master and Tomorrow's approval, then I guess I'm free for the day personally. I've got all my heavy shit off my chest.
Okay, let's go.
Down for whatever you want to do.
Sounds good.
By the way, you may, as a group, agree to skip to whenever the sage wakes up. So this delay can take as if you have scenes you want to do, you can do those. Otherwise, you can just say, okay, we meet up when the sage is awake again. That's your prerogative. How do you want to brief Untermaler?
Athel will just kind of go over the conversation and how they confronted him with the burst locket and stuff, and inform him of the ongoing sage operation of the stipulations that he laid out.
So he believes they are accumulating this power to seize control of the Academy of our Dawn Magic.
I imagine so. My father's goal, at least, is probably to put himself in a position that is above all Alpha. The agreement that they had with King Estelar seemed very based in transcultural power plays. Maybe they believe Ioth Academy to be the main seat of that between the refuges.
Possession of the Dawn Magic would be the legacy of Luminius, and the Alfar, above all other people, consider themselves to have descended from that place. The Holdra, the Dok Elfar, the Aurai, the Havet, all chose to plant their roots elsewhere. But the Alfar remain of the Dawn. This only drives home the importance of our independent research project. It would be far more difficult to wrest command of the Academy from an Archmage than from a masterless sphere.
I'm more vulnerable at the moment. I'm not sure if my uncle's goals would align with my father's, but I'd have to assume so. Maybe he has ulterior motives once all of that Dawn Magic is in hand. Well, of course he'll have ulterior motives once the Dawn Magic is in hand. He can reshape reality. He might be able to bring that thing closer.
Whatever his designs are, if that conspiracy seizes control of this school, I have no doubt evil will befall every one of our students. It is therefore unacceptable. To prevent this, we must complete our research or neutralize the threat.
Seems like King Estelar is deeply involved.
Yes. There are diplomatic avenues I can pursue with this. Our relationship with Lasser Refuge remains strong. We have little business with the Holdra of Autumn of the Fomhar Woods, but if they learned what their neighbor was plotting to do, I have no doubt they would throw in their lot with us. I will consider this. Thank you.
I imagine they're awesome scouts have at least noticed the mass disappearance of Hillfolk refugees.
Yes. The question is, will they rouse themselves from the safety of their own refuge from the protection of their own trees for the hill folk. I know Lasser's hearts are open and they have sheltered many. But would they raise a hand or otherwise stand against their own kin for the outsider?
It's asking a lot, but we can also posit it as maintaining independence.
I will make this my burden. I don't want to distract you. Mason.
Yes?
Your biological father.
Right.
Has accepted the offer letter we drafted for him.
Yay!
And will be taking up a residency at the Academy, assisting in the Cold Iron Crucible shortly.
How shortly? When's he going to be here?
He mentioned that his son had reached out to him. Have you made any attempt to contact the Aesir?
No, I have not.
Separate family? Second family?
Could have been. Wouldn't surprise me. Did he mention anything else about it, or?
He described you.
Oh boy.
I have already dispatched war mages and abjurers to deal with the threat.
Yeah, maybe give them a sending to say that you're with Mantra right now in case.
I will see to this threat. He is accompanied even as we speak. The situation is being explained to him as best we can without violating your privacy.
Appreciated.
But you should know that your enemies are only a single step behind us.
As they usually are.
If that.
Hope he makes it here safe.
You need do nothing else now. Just hear and know.
Thank you for telling me. But I think in the future, I would rather not know, if that's all right.
He
Let him
looks.
tend to his business, and I'll tend to mine.
Gives you a long look. The silver and iron rings that are driven to his horns sort of jingling for a moment.
Very well. I wouldn't have brought this up if it didn't involve you.
Right. I'm sure I will in the future again.
Athalor, you have that look. Do you have something to say?
No, I was just thinking about a potential Mason doppelganger.
Yeah, same.
It must be some manner of altering self rather than mirror clones are only generated when you enter the mirror plane, right? And
correct.
Mason is currently outside of it, so it must be not be a mirror clone, but some other manner of construction.
Some illusion or something that was facilitated by the Mirror Keeper. It's all certainly what it was.
If you lot were using this magic to disguise yourselves in your 3rd year, we can only assume the Mirror Keeper's power over appearances is sufficient. And he's not using it to break out of bed after hours.
We really should interrogate what his son wanted.
I will see it done.
Son was revealed to him as his son, or if he'd always known. As far as Mason was aware, this was a zero-contact relationship.
As far as I am aware, he was greatly surprised.
That tracks.
As usual, the Infernals have ruined your little moral stand, Mason.
Just make sure to let him know that it wasn't actually me. That's all I ask.
Of course. Thank you all. I will wait to hear what the sage has to say when she emerges. Her evaluation will be conclusive and accepted regarding the Master of Abjuration.
Look forward to the dispelling of doubt, one way or another.
As will I.
He nods to all of you, lightly expectantly, as if leaving the door open for anything else you have to tell him, but also opening the door for you to depart back to your business and leave him to his.
Mason just turns around and leaves the room. Quicker than usual.
Insight check on Mason.
Damn,
That's a
they hit him with
natural
the
one.
one. He's left the room.
Oh, bro needs to shit so badly.
Gonna make out with Sven really bad.
Dude's got a horn on after seeing shirtless Cyrus. Relatable, bestie.
Not the horn, bro.
It's the hormones. You're kicking in too strong. All right, I'm going to leave all of you with that mental image as we go to a short break. Don't go anywhere. More Book of Dawn Ioth Academy when we return.
The D20 deathmatch. All right, champions, round number 3. Fight.
I would like to cast Fuck This at 3rd level.
You could certainly try.
I'll cast an invisibility at 2nd level.
What's the appropriate name for it? Fuck this, I'm out. We're renaming invisibility.
Think so.
Oh my god! It's hot! Oh, I'm gonna stop you so. Oh, it's so hot! I don't like this at all!
Genuinely
Genuinely what?
scared me.
My apologies.
Think so.
Oh my god! It's hot! Oh, I'm gonna stop you so. Oh, it's so hot! I don't like this at all!
Genuinely
Genuinely what?
scared me.
My apologies.
Here, what the fuck is that?
Don't worry about that. Oh no, actually, I you can worry about that now. I mentioned it. That's the nigh invulnerable kraken that shipwrecked you on this island.
What?
Yeah, but he's fine now. He's just minding his own business, chilling, going around in the ring.
Okay. He's friendly, right?
I'll get back to you on that one, Haruka.
Wait, don't switch the.
Freestyle.
Okay, everyone, just believe in yourself, okay? You need to be able to just stretch your bony little arms out and let go of Bolshaya. Richard Simmons, by the way, in case no one realizes what I'm doing. And I'm going to hit some persuasion.
It is easy to see it more accurately from outside of the situation than inside of the situation.
Right.
I suppose that's why you have the friends that you have around you.
Kind of like claps her hands together. One of my favorite sayings is trash can, not trash cannot. So just do it.
Didn't realize your level up gave you an extra level in philosopher.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
I honestly have very little confidence in saying I understand what you mean by that.
Okay. Just do it.
Understandable. Have a nice. Let's say Mia Hethil, because he's right in the middle of 3-player characters. So, you know, him in particular.
I take it the burning didn't kill it.
Yeah, roll 1d10, but it's fire resistant, so. Bonk.
Where is Mr. Reaction with a ward guy?
He used it. That shit's gone.
Oh, gone for
Bonk.
forever?
Well, until his next long range. A long rest.
La 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 la. La la la.
Don't need no wards for dealing with these fucking idiots.
That should be one of your sub sounds on your channel.
It really should be.
Well, so much for my terrifying monster. Guess I'll just, die.
Pulls pin, throws pin.
Do minor illusion and create a top hat, milady. Just like just walk 10 feet away and then
You need her.
She's so angry.
If you ever milady me, I will punch you in the face.
You'd have to be a lady first for me to milady you.
Excuse me?
Nothing, Grandmaster. I would never dream of disrespecting you in that way.
Eldritch Blast to the face at the werewolf. I refuse to flinch.
And a nat 20. Critical hit.
I'm just going to reach out, grab him in the face, and just...
Another 21 points of force damage. Oof. Do you want to tell them or should I?
It's not looking good, chat.
Oh no.
Toddleheim.
Oh no.
Drops to 0.
I take a closer look, but do not touch it.
Again, it's about yay big, beautifully carved, smells like fresh cedar. Like it's very aromatic with that almost sweet wood smell, and clearly hand carved, handcrafted.
Oh my God.
The lid slides off. It's carved into grooves on top of the box.
Could be a mirror in there.
Okay, who did that?
My bad. I just
Who
saw a
did
card. I thought it was cool. It was I not supposed to click that.
This is why we don't let you drive the car.
It was just like, cool, there's cards.
And it was the void too. That's like Alex melts away and vanishes, replaced by Cyrus.
In handcuffs?
Yes. Yes.
He
Except that his eyes are wrong. They are filled with piercing blue light.
Oh damn, this room is about to get good.
got blue eyes too.
Hi.
Okay, describe this devil's fate at the claws of Slobber Chops.
He gets like whipped around, lands on his head, still like conscious and alive. Slobs just starts like going at his ass, just like and just disembowels him.
Oh! Like I imagine the camera pans away and you hear a sound like a wood chipper, and you just see gore spewing off to the side. It's like somewhat, discretionary shot, but everybody
His legs are like.
And then Slobber Chops' face comes up into the screen, covered in gore, and it just does the one lick, the one like aggressive face lick. Yep.
I hate exactly what it is. I hate everything I stand for.
Flip him. Okay, one black card. And that's a big success. That's a critical success. So this is perfect. You already have an edge, right? So you can't gain another edge, but you can double the effect, which means you can quiet both wolves.
My friends. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
Oh my god, I almost fucking died. I never died in a one shot. My heart hurts,
This game, again, you start out from very humble origins. You're not mighty heroes. You're just townsfolk. It's easy to die.
We're coming from stupid origins.
Okay.
And now you're alone, just like me.
Get voided, moron.
Oh, excellent drawing.
Can anyone read these runes?
I don't speak primordial.
There will be no next time.
If at first you don't succeed, you can keep trying until you succeed, I think, is the saying.
Welcome back to Book of Dawn Ioth Academy, a school that is occasionally about an academy when it's not about gods and war and all that stuff. You have just left Inril Untermaller's office. You may time skip to when the sage emerges from her interrogation of Mia Hethel, or you may instigate a scene of your choice beforehand. What is your desire?
I don't have any specific scenes. Well, I'm happy to join any.
I don't
Just
think
waiting
I
for the
do either.
sage.
Yeah.
All right. It's a few hours before she emerges, which in Dreamtime means it's been a while.
It's been like 6 months.
It's not like void time, but it's up there. Mia Hethel actually leaves first.
Guess it went well.
Not bad.
He leaves at all. The plan was for him to not leave if he didn't pass.
He killed the sage.
That's why I don't like him leaving first.
He looks weary and very grave as he starts walking back to the Tower of Abjuration. The door remains open. The light of the sage's lantern ripples across the walls. Her shadow is cast against the hallway as well, still in that sitting position. She's not dead.
Hooray!
I can just go ahead and cut to the chase on that one.
How does she look? Does she have the same
Inscrutable.
weariness? Oh, always.
No, she doesn't look weary. The sage carries, Mia Hethel's like a couple 100 years old. The sage carries much heavier burdens and for a much longer period of time. This doesn't register for her. She has that same sort of obscure, mysterious look as always. But she does gesture for you to enter.
Good evening again. Seem to have taken a while.
I was thorough.
That's good.
Did you discover new things?
Yes and no. She looks at you, Athalor, for a moment, mulling something over in her mind. And then apparently makes a decision. Mihathil will not betray us.
Well, that's excellent news. Still have a Master of Abjuration.
In his mind, he has never been a traitor.
Oh, great. Define traitoring.
So long as your interests coincide with those of the Academy, Athalor, I feel we have nothing to fear.
I'll be sure to keep it from you then if I'm going to go rogue.
Better fucking not. I mean, part of my French stage.
There's a tiny, tiny bit of the corner of her mouth curls upwards in like the slightest echo of a smile. Is that all you sought?
I was hoping you had some more insight into the meetings of my father, my uncle, King Estelar. I have to take action on that. Can't just let them stew over there until their plan's ready to go.
No. Miahethel's knowledge of the inner workings of the constructions beneath Nenri and their defenses will be essential if we are to destroy their psychic well. I have learned much of the minds of those involved. What he was able to see from outside. She is, roll insight checks, all three of you. She's hesitating. And I will tell you the flavor of hesitation if you roll well.
What's it taste like?
Holy raspberry hesitation. I love this one.
Okay. Natural 20 on the insight check. Athalor, there is something she very much does not want to tell you. Out of a concern for hurting you, but more importantly, out of a concern of creating uncertainty or conflict.
Go on.
King Estelar will stop at nothing to lead the Alfar people. He sees himself as fit. He saw his son as fit. The loss of his son is an irreparable alteration to his mind, his pride. Your father is uncertain.
Vestalar's fitness to lead?
No. Of his path.
I imagine being surrounded by mad kings and squid monsters does that.
Just by saying that, and with the current read you have on the sage, you immediately know that's not what she means.
Where does my father waver?
On his past. On his choices. On the sacrifices he has made and whether they are worth it. King Estelar is without doubt. The Cothermori Moor teams with them.
I take it there are no insights into whatever second stage planning Lamriel has. Whatever Estelar and my father are doing is no doubt going to be its own problem, but beyond that, the second order implications are going to be disastrous.
Lamriel focuses on the well of minds above all else. Each plan, each design he has been foiled. Your rebirth and separation from him. The loss of Doakai. Each of his plans has been disrupted. And Mia Hethil cannot see his mind, cannot read his, and she represses not a sneer, but sort of a look of disgust, his face. But with each failure, he becomes more swift, more demanding. And now, above all else, he demands that the numbers of those imprisoned beneath the city grow. At all costs, that they grow.
So speed might be our friend as well. What did you know about Ioth's design for Lozarin?
No. No. After the death of Arakura, his heart became closed to me. I knew only that he had appointed a Lozarin as his heir. I didn't know that he meant to replace him with an old friend. Everything the Archmage has done in the last century since the fall has been to restore something that cannot be restored.
Do you know if we'll be able to find any evidence of King Estelar's ambitions? If we have to rouse the Autumn Court and Lasser to help us?
Yes. Miahethil's testimony, the things he's seen, the secrets revealed to me through him, and Duntramaller's words. I know not yet what action we will take against him, but I feel that those who should stand with us will still stand with us when all is said and done. Unless they are already lost.
Who knows how deep a conspiracy can go?
There are many ill roots that grow in this garden, sown by many hands.
Is there anything else I need to know? I should know.
Yes. He truly cares for you, Miahethil. What words he shared with you the past day. He meant. And amongst many things he hid from you behind those words was his anger with your father.
I'm glad we'll get an opportunity to work out that anger.
I didn't mean to roll that as Cyrus. Dream Cyrus is not in here.
What you talking about?
Mhm. She looks between the lot of you, and for just like half a second extra, she meets Garnet's eyes before sort of passing on to the rest of you.
She's thinking about something, but is probably gonna just wait for her to deal with Athalor's stuff.
Okay.
Athalor's fairly resolved.
How many days did she spend in Dream?
Just now? Not a whole day. Yeah. She was in there for like 6-8 hours.
Oh, okay.
So you would have had some downtime if you wanted to, but not like a whole day. Why?
Oh, I was probably just gonna meet with her in like 2 days.
Okay.
Like I'll delay it. I'll just ask if she's okay to meet. Well, I'll ask her 2 days from now if she's okay to meet.
Yeah.
But,
where do you want to meet her?
office, I guess.
The room that she sort of cleaned for herself. That's fine.
But we can wrap up the scene or whatever.
A
I don't know if there's more
Trivago
stuff to
zone.
do.
Trivago zone. Athlor Mason, was there anything else you wanted to ask the sage?
Not me.
No, I think I'm okay.
Okay. Over the course of the next 2 days, all three of you have the same dream. You are surrounded by your amethyst stones and your woven nets and your charms against malevolent forces, guarding your dreams from outside influence. And yet you still have the same dream. The desert. Sand driving across it before a scourging wind. A pattern forming in that sand, almost like sheet music, like notes that you can almost but not quite read. Music, a song you can almost but not quite hear. A grieving song full of heartbreak and bitterness and wrath. A city, beautiful, towering, flooded with sand. Its streets empty. You feel the absence of music more than anything else in this place. The streets, the temples, the homes should be filled with song and poetry and life, and they're empty. Blood flows down the steps of the palace. The city is empty. Its song has ended. Its people are no more. But in the heart of that storm are three shadows. Two greater shadows protecting a small third one. In their hands, brands of blazing, hot, angry fire. Swords that burn with the same song that has gone missing from the streets of that city. A wrathful reprise. The minor tone repeat. A song that returns in wrath and ruin and vengeance. And in your own hands, you weren't even here for this dream. Your body was nowhere to be seen. You just, this whole experience wrapped around you. And in your hand, all of a sudden, a blazing, fiery sword. Before you, an army vanishing into shadow. An army whose mouths drip with blood, whose left hands have been cut off, devoured and wiped out by your power. The wind whips around you, and with tears and with anger and with burning, grieving love, places in your hand a burning sword. Your heart soars as you grab the hilt. The song suddenly resurges all around you. Love and grief and vengeance. And then it's gone. And the night takes its course once more. It leaves behind sorrow. But also you feel as if your heart has been healed of that sorrow. And now it burns. It burns for vengeance. That's all.
Fun.
What was the name of that singing city?
Naramu.
Naramu. I'm guessing that's one we saw, if we
Yeah,
recognize the
100%
architecture.
that was the place.
Okay.
Like, the moment you wake up and that thought occurs to you, yes, it was Naramu.
Did they take that kid with them that we rescued?
Yes.
When they went off on their crusade?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They went with some Dune Riders, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
I'm guessing they won.
Seems to be the case.
If this is a pathetic dream as opposed to a optimistic one.
Why would we all see the dream?
We all meeting at breakfast to like
Yeah.
gossip about it.
Like, so I had a weird dream. Oh my god,
Did
me
you guys
too.
see that?
I mean, I dreamt about Naramu. It feels like it's been months since we went there and rescued a couple of people.
That was a while ago.
It was like the entire, I forget which horde it is, Ravener horde, the ones that don't have their hands. Like, I think the dream seemed to imply they were getting kind of wiped out by those two swords people that we met there.
What it felt like.
They crusaded south with the Dune Riders. Well, some of the Dune Riders, because of course some of them remained. And we had to go and shack up with them as
Yeah.
well. But
Naramu's to the south, right?
yeah.
Good tidings then, but
I get how did the dream end for you?
I had a sword. I wasn't even like there really, but then there was like some sword that I just had in my hand and
Kind of like you were looking at a picture like you weren't there.
a little bit, yeah.
Like you
Felt
third
a lot of-
person, kind of a narrative camera almost.
Yeah.
Whatever a camera is.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know what that is, but yeah. And then there was just a lot of emotions.
Yeah. I felt
Very powerful.
hungry, but not for food, you know?
Oh God.
Is I mean, like hungry for vengeance.
Right.
Yeah, I guess that's how I could
You should know
describe it.
you killed a god for vengeance.
True.
Yeah, but you hungry, dark vibe you had there, you know. Hungry for
Mm.
what?
Okay, yeah, admittedly, my bad. I can see how that might be a weird mixed signal coming from me.
I looked it up, by the way. In game, it was like 9 months ago.
Mm.
So we all have our hungers, I suppose.
Yeah, mine felt like vengeance, but I don't know if it was mine or if I was just kind of like tapping into a character, you know?
I think it felt like mine. I don't know how really, but
Felt like a zealous crusader.
kind of like I was being given that vengeance. It was something that I was just kind of watching, privy to, but then I felt so attached, involved, like it was my fight to fight, my sorrow to feel, my vengeance to feel.
I wonder. Like, Naramu's not going to be repopulated for decades, if at all. It's too close to where the hordes are, over ravaged. I wonder if those two are going to roam again, and if so, maybe we could enlist their help. It felt like they weren't done. If, like, Usually I don't put that much stock in dreams, but the fact that all three of us had it makes me feel like maybe it's a sign.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
how-
real.
We have all this stuff like protecting us from that, right? So how did that even happen? I think is a big question. Is it something that someone just wanted us to see? It's not actually true.
Can we roll to think?
Yeah, you can roll to think. Do an Arcana check.
Guidance on Garnet.
Why me?
For an
'Cause you're the
Arcana
biggest
check?
nerd.
Go get him, nerd.
Actually, guys,
Oh, I'll give you a circle. It's a new day.
we didn't have the real Chinese jade on our walls. We had that.
It was impersonation, Jade. How could you?
You're in the middle of breakfast and you're just like drawing this, glowing lights around you, and everyone's like, "Yeah, it's those kids. They do this shit all the time. Whatever." All right. Boom. That would have kept out malevolent nightmare forces and oniromancers, which means that that dream did not come from some dreamwalker and did not come from an infernal or other sort of, or like sealy, unsealy source. It was not.
Are there any
from-
records of people
ahead.
having like shared? Are there records of people like having shared dream experiences that are like don't know how that happened? That are not malevolent?
Yeah, it'd be a powerful, non-malevolent entity communicating with you.
Communicating.
Mm-hmm. Like if you all had the same dream and you were all isolated and you weren't deliberately dreamwalking to a place, basically the only thing that could have been was a vision from a source powerful enough to bypass your defenses and of a type that your defenses wouldn't activate against. So like not the Herald. Very much not the Herald.
Oh, they came our way. Like one of the priestesses of Naramu is in Gildenverge. Maybe they had the same dream, or if they don't, they at least know the names of those swords people. So maybe we could do the sending or something.
I was gonna
like,
scry
yo,
them,
is this
actually.
you?
I was thinking.
That's also a great idea. Yeah, open with a scry.
Alright, I'll do that now, actually.
All right.
You know
Shove
their name?
aside your cereal bowl. Get Redknop's orb out on the table next to the orange juice.
Just kind of hovers over him, so if we're at like a cafeteria in a public setting, it's not.
So just
weird.
like got the like cloak of the bat out.
Yeah,
Fine.
basically.
No peekies.
Don't think I needed to know the person's name, right? Yeah, I can describe them. I don't need
Oh,
to know
yeah.
their name. Yeah.
10 minutes later, the sphere unfogs. And at first, all you see is sand. Just like wildly whirling sand. And there's static shocks being built up. So there's lightning arcing, small little bursts of lightning arcing through it. And then you realize it's not sand, it's embers. It's fire. It is a firestorm. And it takes a couple of moments as all these sparks and embers are flying past you. And as it sort of resolves for a moment, you can see through it. And you see those two lovers standing in the eye of this storm. And they're surrounded by tons of other people. Just like huge amounts of other people. All of them, they're leading just this enormous procession of Naramans. They're carrying everything they have on their backs. They've got like all their belongings with them. They've got animals and such. And this massive firestorm is just surrounding all of them, and none of them are being harmed by it. And because of all this swarming fire, you can't tell what direction they're going. But you also know that there are dust devils, just swirling clouds of flame and sand traveling with them. Inside the storm, these columns of sand and fire just like along the outsides of this enormous exodus.
Well, that's intense.
Is this some kind of pilgrimage?
Seems like it, yeah.
How many people do you think are there? Are those from the Ramans from Gildenverge?
No, you don't recognize them at all.
Hard to tell how many, but many, many, many.
Check out their hands. Did they get assimilated into the horde and rescued?
Oh yeah, looks closer.
Nope.
If I can. No horde. Just Naramans.
They must have been those who successfully fled or were possibly resurrected. I mean, the fire titans tend to be about rebirth, right? Or at least Zayla is.
Yeah.
You want to do a religion check, Athalor?
Yeah, sure. Maybe it could be assisted by Garnet when it comes to fire deities.
Give another
Oh.
circle.
Here you go.
Thanks. Okay, 25 with El Circle.
Yeah.
Okay. There are 2 titans who are descended from both Vindur and Sin. One of them is Zalar, the Sun Rider, and the other is Sirocco, the Burning Wind. Usually appearing and manifesting as she is a spirit and titan of passion, of combat, challenges of skill, poetry, romance, and song. Just like passion in all of its forms, romantic, creative, so on and so forth. She is the patron goddess of Naramu.
So the Festival of Fire is very her-pilled.
Rebirth is not really her thing.
What was the name of this person again?
Sirocco. I'll spell it out.
Sirocco, right. Oh.
Oh. It's either 2 R's or 2 C's. Give me a sec.
2 C's.
Thank you. Boop. She is the patron goddess not only of Naramu, but of the Dune Riders as well.
There a mix of garbs in this collective, or is it mostly Naramans we recognize?
You'd have to say probably mostly Naraman. There's a lot of common culture between Dune Riders and Naramans, but probably Naramans.
Do they look like they have been in any sort of like battle recently? Are people like wounded, injured?
No. They've definitely been through it. You don't see like a lot of injuries or cut off hands or anything like that.
Doesn't look like they've been fighting recently.
Maybe they'll reach out to the other survivors of Naramu. We don't know where they're going, but we can assume given... I mean, maybe what we saw in our dream is a premonition, but if it was in the past, they'd be leaving Naramu. Why is this shit? No, Naramu was deserted in my dream, apart from those 2 and the corpses of the Horde. So unless they lost everyone in that crowd on the way there, then they must have been in Naramu in the past, and now they're, I don't know, migrating? Maybe towards the Dune Riders? Crossing a desert? Or is it called? The Great Kara Wastes and northwest of them?
The salt wastes of Kara, yeah. Virtually impassable. Thousands of miles of salt flats. Salt crystals cover the ground. They rise up in bizarre columns. Virtually unsurvivable. Only the Dune Riders and the Naramans know, like, the secret ways through.
But we see sand, not salt.
They're being protected.
I mean, good for them, I suppose. Maybe we should have Untawala make contact with them?
Probably, but to what end? I don't know.
I'm not sure yet. I might check in on the causeway in a little bit, see if there have been any murmurings down in Gilden Verge amongst the Naraman refugees.
I was thinking of going to Gilden Verge in general, actually. I might as well stop by, check in with them.
Sure.
If you want to
Happy to come on down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have something to do today, or you want to come?
Yeah,
Well,
let's go.
you have your meeting with the Sage as well, so you can do the meeting with the
right.
Sage, or you can do Gilden Verge. I was thinking we do the meeting with the Sage first, since that is Garnet
that.
scene that she has in mind, and then we can go do Golden Verge after that. If that's cool with you, Garnet. It just seems like the
Yeah.
natural ebb and flow right now.
Wasn't there also a priest king that got killed or something? Or was that
Yeah,
not
the priest king of
Ramu's?
Naramu got killed by the sinister horde. They killed him on the steps of the palace in the Singing City.
Oh, right.
There's an opening, Garnet.
Okay. Yeah, we go to the sister city there.
Yeah, I've just been on Glassdoor, and yeah, it looks like you'd be a good fit.
You have a lot of transferable skills. Your credits in air and fire deities are transferable here.
That would be funny. We'll go and collect her notes and bring the party to the sage's office and knock.
Yep. You do, and the door sort of just swings open. She's doing mage hand out of the corner of her eye.
Hey Sage, are you busy?
I have time.
Okay. We'll sit and invite everybody in.
Also sit.
Close the door.
It's not like the Herald's talking to me. It's not like Zethius.
And it's just saying what out loud. Like she's like, what? Right. And it kind of just finds a spot on the sage's desk and just like put a stack of papers. Doing a lot of research around void magic, as you know. And know it bears a cost that you don't agree with. And I carried that burden to advance our understanding of it and of magic and to advance the academy and maybe even surpass limitations of magic as we know it. And Master El now made me excited to learn, and I felt safe carrying that burden because I could always go to her for help. Now she'll choke up for a bit and take a second.
Shoulder rub.
Right. Starts organizing her papers. Right. And she's like trying to explain her notes. These are all pages of notes about Void and the research that her and Elle now have done so far. So we know that magic comes from the power of the mind. Well, its antithesis, Void, doesn't really consume magic from the psyche, but rather from the essence of the soul. And she's like starts kind of pointing at diagrams and like goes through all these pages. There's more yapping about the intricacies, but so the connection between the mind and the soul is what makes us human, right? But to scale Void's potential, is to become something else, to sever the mind from the soul. And I've been incrementally experimenting with this, and maybe not always with Master Elna's permission, but with her supervision, the power has been very malleable. It's been great. But the other night, she kind of goes to like some page where there's like even more crazy scribbling on it. And the other night, I reached some kind of threshold. I was experimenting with drawing soul essence from another willing individual to subvert the cost as the wielder. And 1 minute it's fine, and the next my vision goes black and I woke up and the individual was gone. Not only that, I seem to have reversed the sort of mind soul severance I was experiencing, and I feel everything again. I feel happy, maybe. I don't really feel like myself though. And I don't know if it's just me like reconnecting some mental wires or it's the side effect of something. And I don't really know if something is wrong, but rather I don't know what's different because it feels like a new life entirely. She kind of leans back in her chair and has the notes all in front of the sage, and obviously the party can see them too. But
Just like
yeah.
Oh.
I see. There are many ways, Garnet, in which your knowledge of this magic exceeds even mine. But there is one place where it seems you have been misinformed.
What?
You do not ever bear the cost of this power alone. The void is the fifth pillar. Birth, life, death, and renewal comprise the cycle. Void is nothing. Not even emptiness. Just oblivion. It has no will of its own, but its very nature forever presses against the cycle, seeking to sever it, seeking to end it. And it is that very force, that very antagonistic power, that continues to drive the cycle itself. Without that external, infinite and ancient force attempting to break the cycle, the pillars would stop turning and all things would stagnate. But because of this nature, every time we call upon the void into reality, every time that we take a piece of nothing and bring it here, we cut a hole in this world. We erase a small part of it, a part that can no longer be reborn because it is just gone. Every act of void magic reduces reality permanently in a small, small way. So you never bear this cost alone, because this cost is marked on all of us, on this world and the next. Now, you said Lurkaleus, the one you brought to be by your blood when you came to save me.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering if through dream or through like memory sweeping or something you could help me understand what happened. And there's more voices now that I keep hearing, and maybe that's out of your expertise, but I need to figure that out too. And I know that you're not a fan of all of this, but I'm her pupil and I can't let our work go to waste. And our enemies also are void wielders. So my work is derailed, but I have to still continue.
Her shoulders sag a bit. If the entire affair with Mia Hethel didn't seem to drag her down, there is signs of a heavier burden, ever so slightly. I will help you. We can look together, if that's what you wish.
Yeah.
She looks to either side at Athlor and Mason, who have probably been hearing this information for the first time.
Can we all see? Is that within the skill set?
She doesn't answer. Instead, she looks to Garnet.
And if it's not too much, I'm sure second and third opinion would help, but I don't know what you guys are going to see, and I don't want you to think differently of me, because I feel like, I don't know, I lost complete control, as I'm thinking I was fully severed from my body. I don't know what happened that night.
I think it's all the more important for us to be able to identify the symptoms of it happening again.
Agreed.
In case some refuge of you is left behind that we could recognize. Or the Garnet we know is flung into whatever extracorporeal space you found yourself.
Something's different. I don't know if it's wrong. Maybe I'm just paranoid.
What did you say about voices?
Well, and I've always sort of heard things, because when I trained with Merrick, he would make me be alone all the time. And then when I was in the void, that sort of exasperated things. But to sort of keep myself company and to think through things, I would talk to myself, like in thought, and then that kind of just started happening without me doing it, I guess. And then it would take on the voices of people to comfort me, like Ariana sometimes, and this time it's my own voice, and it's not me, or maybe it is, I don't know. But
So this time around it feels differently than before? The voices?
it's just seeing weird things. I don't, maybe things I'm thinking deep down.
I've
or
always said weird things.
see like that. And
Like what?
well, I don't know, maybe I don't know if you can read thoughts, Sage, or can figure, I don't know.
Are you wearing a ring of mind shielding?
Oh wait. Yes, technically, yeah. I could take it off if she wants.
If you do this in dream, that won't be necessary. And even she has to cast read thoughts in order to read minds.
Thank God for wizards.
I think the nice thing about going deeper into void stuff was that the more I did sever my mind from soul, the less I heard them. So it was sort of comforting, but then it got so little too quiet, and I don't know how to explain that, but I just need to help figuring it out now that Master El now isn't here.
You seem to imply that the voices came back after consuming Lurkalay?
Yeah.
It's not her voice, is it? It's your own, you said?
It's mine, but I also seem to be calling myself Jewel sometimes, and I don't exactly have nicknames for myself. and that was always something Lurkale called me. But I don't know if this is some weird twisted shit to make me feel bad. I don't
So
know.
you hear Lurkale's mannerisms, but in your voice.
Yeah, but it also could
Is-
be the Herald fucking with me. He's always like
No, I've
visiting
taken
me
too many
and shit.
precautions against the Herald.
Is it a different personality?
Oh, I don't know. That sounds horrible.
I mean, like, if
I'm
you
trying to be
were to
crazy.
judge how this voice in your head acts compared to how your usual internal monologue.
I just have a lot of really good ideas.
Oh, you don't. It's
Got it?
just it's like it's just
Yeah,
it's
I
not
do.
that
I
crazy.
came up with the plan to get rid of the army. Like,
No,
I have
I
done
did.
so many things.
I
And
don't know.
Other people have said I'm one of the best students Ioth Academy has ever seen. Honestly,
said that the voices got quieter when like this separation between mind and soul occurred, right? From using void magic.
Yeah, and
Have
I
you
don't know. She's
considered
so
that perhaps-
egotistical. It's like my ego is talking, but like worse, like me times 100.
Have you considered that perhaps in consuming Lurkale, maybe you connected to a fresh soul?
What do you mean,
Yeah.
fresh soul?
Usually, the soul is the part that undergoes the cycle, right? Birth, life, death, and renewal.
Right.
I'd assume if void were involved, the cycle stops generally. And so, rather than being cast into oblivion, perhaps the soul remained in place in Garnet. And now your internal monologue is not just you, but you and a slightly newer you.
Does seem kind of plausible.
I'm just spitballing.
Kind of looks at the sage and see if that even makes sense because she doesn't know.
she's just listening at this point. She's doing that thing where she lets other people talk and lets them write it out.
I don't know. It's
The person house two souls?
Yes.
More, even?
Is there a way to detect how many souls a person houses?
It is unusual, but yes, there
Some
are
way to make
ways.
contact.
The soul is a lattice of life and mind woven together. If separated, it is no longer a soul. It is two separate things. But it is both mind and life, which means that if there are others within the same body, we'll find them in the mind.
But I don't see anybody else in Dream.
Void magic does not act as other magic does.
It's quite the MacGuffin.
It changes through erasing parts of one word to spell others. It is possible. You want to see?
You said that a soul is a lattice of mind energy and life energy.
Yes.
Could just the mind energy remain?
Yes.
Could that maintain a form, a shape, some coherence?
That is how the incorporeal undead are formed. The mind is cast astray and they weave a new form for themselves, but they have no life of their own with which to make it.
Could that lattice weave into another?
It is possible, yes.
I wonder if somehow Lurkley could have been sewn into Garnet.
Is that bad? Are
Like,
we fighting over control? Can she possess me or something? Or is this...
Well, I was thinking if it feels like Void has separated mind and soul, maybe the connection is loose enough that something else could slip in instead. Replace where your mind once connected. Oh, I obviously don't have any actual theories or proof. Maybe just worth a look.
If you want to see Garnet, I will walk with you.
Okay.
She offers you her hands. That delicate grayish skin with the glowing silver lines of tattoos weaving about it. Reaches out to you.
Takes a moment and places her hands, and she's pretty scared.
Reaches her other hand out to either Mason or Athlor, whoever's sitting on the other side. And then looks at the remaining two.
Nick's hand.
All right. Once that's done, she shuts her eyes. Dreamlight gathers around her, flows down her arms, down her fingers, flows through each one of you, and washes away the waking world in which you stand like a wave on the beach. And where you were before, you are no longer. A chamber, a dark chamber, sealed with the power of shadow. A book that neither Athalor nor Mason have ever seen. For it is not the book of Seosh that you gaze upon, but Garnet's memories of it. And those memories operate under no such enchantment. And Lurkley cast like a shadow behind Garnet. Not a silhouette. Herself, all the color, all the detail, yet two-dimensional, stretching out from her ankles and down the floor and up against the wall. Garnet, everyone's looking at you like, well, I don't know if the sage is, but everyone's kind of looking at you and looking behind you.
Turns around, and is she acting the same way? Like if I turn, she's
No.
turning, or
Her shape, it's weird. It's like there's a mask layer on it where it turns and changes, but she's still looking at you, but like how much of her you can see changes to match your shadow.
what the fuck?
Lurkley?
No. Just Garnet.
We all hear her now, or just Garnet?
Yes, you can all hear her.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Just Garnet.
Sage
look
lets go of your hands, though only in the realm of the mind here. She rises to her feet, surveying this bizarre shadow, saying nothing. A lot of you may continue to speak while she contemplates this.
What the fuck?
Just Garnet, but still
It,
their own
Did-
memories.
did Noir get prettier?
Oh. She's just like waving, trying to see like how much it's
Again,
just
she
like
doesn't
a real.
wave back, but it's like you're cutting a transparency layer in the shape of your hand on wherever she is.
Are you in the shadow? Wait, are you me? Are you Lurkley? Are you in the shadow plane? Are you here? Are you in...
ever fancy Athalor? Fourth
What? And she just starts slapping the wall. What the fuck are you saying?
when he kissed Ariana, that whole thing with Cryus.
She just starts like covering her mouth, but it's like the shadows.
It does, yeah, it does nothing.
Guys, I don't know what she's saying. It's not me. It's not me.
She like your void thoughts, for lack of a better term, like the things you don't really want to think about but still pop into your head type thing.
Oh, you could be right.
Are you two a bit of a pondering tag team?
Well, like we had some agreements, but like when I'm in just a conniving mood, then she matches the vibe. But like I don't know why I'm calling you a she. I don't know what you are, but
I'm Garnet.
Yeah, shut up. And yeah, you kissing Garyana was like annoying years ago when you were my date, but like, and she like slaps the wall. This one's just trying to like make inflammatory comments about just exaggerating things.
No, that's the Herald. I'm just trying to remember. It's been a long time and a lot has happened since then.
Where do your concrete memories begin?
The palace. Yes, the palace gardens.
It knows. Oh, great! It knows like so
Of your
much.
father?
And what are the palace gardens?
I mean, no.
Yes, the palace gardens of Brontha, the fountains, the beautiful fruits, the flowers.
What do you remember about Lurkale's last moments?
I was just slowly drawing power, and I just remember having a thought like, man, like, what if I could have all of her power? But it was just like kind of like a thought. And then as I'm finishing the ritual, like everything goes black and then she's gone.
Elle now is gone. And I could always trust Elle now. She cared about me, and she was honest and messy and not afraid to get her hands dirty to fight for what she believed in. And we killed Merrick together. He hurt us, and so we killed him. Mom wasn't there.
Is this the voice that told you to leave the Council of Brontha?
I mean, I just wanted to leave after all of this was done. I wanted, like I said, it just feels like a different
They're so
life.
obsessed with purity and light, and it's completely without nuance. And they always want me to be something, be this, be that, carry all of this, carry all of that, live up to this perfection, when I'm just trying to help people however I can. And if they're going to judge me for that, who needs them?
Garnet, are you sure you wanted to, or did just kind of points to Lurkale? They want you to.
I don't, and kind of just like getting frustrated at this stage now because she's just been like zero health and just, are you gonna do anything about this? Do I kill it? I can't go back to Brontha with a demon on my shoulder.
Demon?
I don't know. It looks like a freaking demon.
No. Athalor, you were closer to right.
Oh, for me. Maybe?
He has been woven into you.
And so that means we can unweave them, right?
Never heard of something like this before in all the millennia.
Oh,
not
God.
since before the Emerald Tablets.
No, 16 years ago.
Good compliment.
No, this is similar to what my uncle did to me.
Oh.
But he was never a you.
It's always separate.
Together. perhaps wrapped around, but not in this way, not like this. And I could trust El now. But Lurkale? No. I never could. Did she really mean all those things that she said? There's a shadow army, and she's a shadow dealer, and brought her to life with devil blood. And she knows too much, she knew too much, and I couldn't trust her. Who could trust her?
Hey, I feel like if that was Lurkale, then she wouldn't be roasting herself right now, right?
Unless she's really committed to the bit.
Maybe she doesn't
So-
understand how much of her is Lurkale.
I mean, I've thought those things.
I couldn't just leave her.
Just becoming more you and less her as time goes on?
I had to get rid of her. And I needed her power.
I mean, I didn't.
I mean, maybe if the mind lasses was woven in, maybe Garnet's parasitizing what was brought in. Taking over by a force of will.
Very strong will.
I mean,
ritual
she
I've done all the
created
time.
Lurkale.
But
I do whatever
many-
I want. I've not
how many
lifted a
people has she
single
drained?
finger that I didn't choose to. Not since before I took Lurkale. Not after.
So very strange.
When did she say the my jewel thing? That was your the Lurkale line, right?
I don't. She said jewel once or twice while we. I mean, I don't know if it was this or something else. It's all been my voice.
Garnet, I am a jewel.
Oh. No, you're a weird shadow.
A precious thing that deserves better.
What do you deserve?
Who gave me life? All I wanted to do was to reach out and step out of the shadows, and she gave me that.
What?
Of course I would protect me. Of course I would cherish me. Who shouldn't? Idiots.
She's both?
Sounds like she can't distinguish between the two.
She's like some weird void version of me, like a shadow version,
No,
just
she's
devil.
She's just you.
What do you
But
mean, just me?
Also her?
Imagine two pieces of paper, and I draw a picture of Lurkale on one, and I draw a picture of you on the other, and they both get real greasy.
What?
And you put one on top of the other, and you can see both pictures at once.
Ew.
Yeah, ew.
Do you have to
Feels
say
like-
it that way?
Good analogy,
Well-
honestly. Good analogy.
That's the best that I've got for what my working theory is. It's like Lurkale superimposed onto you.
And it's like you can't tell what one was and what the other was because they're just one
Smushed
now.
together in a greasy double-sided paper
Alright,
art
went
thing.
back to the greasy thing, but you know. yeah.
It was important for the permeability of the images.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm greased up with my other half, and what are we doing
That
about
is
this?
nasty.
That's what I'm saying.
What do you?
Yeah, I am.
I mean, it's your mind. What would you like to do about it?
I
Do you
don't know
want
my
to-
options. Sage, can we get rid of her? Sorry. You're annoying. Why am I sorry? Is there like a ring of mind shielding that would shield from this
She's
shit?
not. No, this is not.
Ring of my shielding.
Lamriel was an outside force with a strong connection to Athalor's mind. This is not that. Two nets have been spliced together. But there's something else. The sage spreads her arms for a moment, and light shines about her. The darkness of the chamber is replaced with that burning, glowing, rippling like water, like light through water, cerulean and teal colors. The light shines forth and the walls fade away. It overwhelms the walls. It overwhelms the ceiling and the floor in this place. And it flows out, and the shadow of Lurkale stretches towards an unseen horizon, towards a dark cloud.
Wait. Oh no.
What the fuck is that?
What?
No, I must be thinking too far into it. That cloud isn't stormy, is it?
Very much so. But
for fuck's sake,
all the lightning that's arcing back and forth through it, it looks wrong. There's no, like, the storm clouds, they're shaped like storm clouds, but they're very bright white. And the lightning bolts are bolts of darkness that reduce the light as they arc back and forth.
You said she was intimate with a shadow sovereign, yes?
I mean, I didn't see it, but that's what she said.
I think he lives on a cloud like that.
I guess.
You think that maybe you could have left a gift with Lurkale that you dragged inside yourself?
What do you mean a gift?
Okay, weird.
Yeah. What the fuck is he saying?
Weird. What I'm saying is that your meal might have had dessert.
What?
The paper analogy was good, but now we're just getting too
You're
abstract
saying with
here.
grease and now dessert.
I'm saying that maybe Lurkale was pregnant, okay?
What? Looks back at Lurkale. Were you pregnant? You could have told me, right?
I'm like 16. Fuck off.
That's what I'm saying. We just both shift our heads to the stage at the same time. What's this guy saying? You think sex makes babies?
The sage takes a deep breath. And speaks a very quiet word under her breath. How many of you speak Elvish?
Sathalor, I think.
Okay.
Yep.
Fuck.
She said fuck. It probably means I'm
Like-
right.
What?
That could be it.
What does that mean?
It means that inside you...
I'm pregnant?
No. No.
Let's say mentally pregnant.
This kind of like starts feeling
Let's
around
not
her
say
belly.
that's not better. Four.
Yeah, I'm just saying whatever got mixed in with your mental lattice or whatever this shit is has bits of that thing and points over towards the negative cloud.
How did you think a cloud is a baby?
No, the thing with a dick on top of it.
Dick? It's a boy?
No.
The sage speaks slowly and almost, but not quite, through her teeth. Yeah. Lurkale was carrying the Shadow Sovereign's child. Then you also absorbed that power when you absorbed her.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
Well, this
Yes,
was
it's gonna
messy
get-
before, but there's
It's going to
layers
get crowded
now.
in there.
So, no, we're not pregnant. Again, weird.
Not pregnant, but there's still more in there.
I'm weird for figuring it out because I could read between the lines.
She was pregnant? Why didn't she tell me? How did that...
She might not even have known.
True. She didn't divulge all the details of her intimacy with Shadow V.
You'll understand when you're older, but there could be certain benefits to being a Shadow Saw Titan's mother, don't you think?
No! Wait.
No, obviously not. Obviously not, but like...
Wait, what benefits are you talking about?
I don't think they're going to materialize.
You didn't ignore all of those things that they taught us in Pronta, right? I mean,
Sage,
kind
what
of
the
I
f-
did.
I mean, kind of, but I don't feel really that different. I mean,
What you would have taken, Garnet, is not a being or a child, but a nascent spark of shadow divinity.
oh, and Shadow V doesn't know about little
I'm sure he's going to be
Cloud?
pretty chill about it.
I don't know if he knows.
Could
If
not
she-
know.
Can you ask the freaking gods, Sage? Little some answers? Does she know?
Yes, that seems like a wise course of action.
She know? Does he
Oh.
know? Am I dead in all planes of existence?
I will seek those answers. They are not within arm's reach. Not here, and not now.
Is the shadow going to develop a third voice?
No.
Oh, if I start hearing babies cry, I'm gonna kill myself.
No. There is no being. There is no soul.
Just the energy, the power of it?
Yes. A spark. That's all.
Seems like a good loot drop.
Spark of a god.
Of the shadow of a god. In all my years, I have never.
Unique experiences can still happen.
Garnet, I can either seek out these answers for you, or I can help you learn to strain and unravel your own thoughts. But I cannot do both at once. I have never walked these paths. I knew not that they existed. Yeah, she's not so smart.
Maybe that spark is what allowed Lurkalay to survive this process, or at least part of Lurkalay.
I mean, she spent all that time trying to find me, kill me, maybe, I think. And couldn't do it then, so... And you, Athalor.
What?
What?
Well, wasn't she going to kill you too?
A lot of people were trying to kill me.
Yeah. You're not special.
I don't know. Can you just ask the gods if I should avoid the shadow plane for the next forever because shadow sovereigns, baby killers running around?
Yeah, a little bit of a kinslayer vibe.
Oh,
Does that count
shut
as
up!
killing another god? Does that count?
And another
No.
child.
No,
I don't think it was fine, boy.
That's a twofer. Oh my god.
Explosion should have taken out me and not El now. Oh, this is horrible. What do we do, Sage? Just ask the questions. Do something.
She lowers her hands, and the light rushes back in. The distant reverse color storm cloud fades. The room collapses in on itself. The spell ends. The shadow on the wall is no longer there. You are once again within the waking world, sitting in a circle. She slowly releases your hands and rises to her feet. I will seek the answers.
Now? Like, should I sit here and wait?
No,
Take time to call them up?
I will. When I know, so shall you know. Until then, find a way to continue walking this path, as you always have.
Are we back in real life?
Yeah, you're back in the waking world again.
She's gonna go vomit in Sage's garbage can.
Oh, Buncher, hold on.
Holding.
Just get the whole hair held.
Let it all out. Let it out. I got you. Got your hair.
Oh god.
You're okay.
Girl, guys, I hate solving puzzles.
She, a little bit of a wry look, like, yeah, I know that feel. She's like picking up her lantern and packing up her things and getting ready to leave now.
Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing.
Sorry.
You good over there?
All right.
Yeah.
Take your time.
Peachy. Fucking peachy.
It was a lot.
Holy shit. Oh, that was unexpected.
Couldn't have just said that the cloud was just like a
Yeah,
mood thing or something.
Yeah, I should have said it was a metaphor. My bad.
Yeah, what the fuck?
She walks over. As she walks out, sort of her, silvery dress floating along the ground, the white staff in her hand, the lantern in the other. She makes a brief gesture and prestidigitations away the puke in the garbage can, and then drifts out into the hall, moving at a fairly quick pace for the sage.
She didn't hate me. She definitely hates me now.
Sage?
I was trying to solve problems, not technically create more.
It's not your
Think
fault.
of it this way. I like to think this is a good opportunity for you to get on better with a sage, because I think she'd much prefer you as a powered up shadow caster than a void peddler.
True?
The party has been granted immediate use of the augury spell. Wheel or woe.
Garnet goes to the shadow plane.
That's too obvious.
If Garnet takes a plan B right now.
A shot plan B. That's crazy.
Look, on this show, we do drugs, we murder children, we consort with the dark powers, but I draw the line at teen pregnancy. That's just rude.
We eat babies.
We eat babies. Exactly.
Eat
Thank
babies.
you. This is a
bigger
wholesome
than
show.
pregnancy. I feel like if we ask the augury about Shadow, it'll be like, whoa, because the fucking Shadow army would just
Yeah,
jump us.
there's an Arcanoloth over there who's ready to
true.
give us a right ready seeing to.
That is true.
He's willing to talk.
Oh, I'm sure he'd love a little slice of this new information. If the gods get asked about the Shadow Vendor stuff, out of character, of course, so we can say the name, does that mean that they're going to know suddenly about the Shadow?
Yes. Yes, they would.
Is that a problem? That feels like it might be a problem.
I think you can rely on the sage to be aware of that externality and to deal with it accordingly.
Metaphorically, asking for a friend. If you need a shadow baby.
So let's say maybe let's call him Winder.
Winder's 98. The year he was born.
Yeah,
long may he reign.
Winder's Emmy.
Let's say we found him on some kind of, let's say we're sitting out on Windows Vista.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Enjoying a nice
You
view.
get Windows XP.
And I still don't get an XP boost. Eating babies.
All right, you burn this augury because like several of these have been perfect closing lines. That's been like the moment where you say, and with that, so like burn this augury for me. And I'll make it a little more flexible than it usually is, because otherwise you'd be like, what are we going to do in the next 30 minutes or whatever? A little more flexibility.
But like, is this baby gonna be weal or woe for me?
Yeah.
Because I still have no idea.
Maybe like what happens to our I don't know if it's too vague, like what happens to our outlook if Garnet taps into this power source or whatever. Oh, it's muted. Windows XP.
Windows XP. Is that what you all three want to ask? Wheel or woe?
I don't even know how to
taps in?
tap, but I don't even know how to tap into it. So
To like try to figure out how to tap into it. Just the intention, I feel like, is the big thing.
Yeah. The intention.
Okay, we could just say maybe in general, like, is the power of the baby gonna be weal or woe for me?
The question doesn't get answered because it's not a baby. It is a divine shadow
Spark.
spark.
Sorry, we'll call it little
the
baby
divine
spark.
zygote.
The divine zygote.
Zygote. Mr. Scrambled Egg. Oh well.
Well, yeah. Should've
We're
seen that one
back at
coming.
where we were.
And on that super goddamn predictable note,
and that's what we call a Windows update.
Oh, I'm gonna kill myself.
Good night, everybody.